Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen, bitches? Welcome back to the channel. We are back recording live from the mothership and back on Tekken, but we're doing something a little bit different today. Today, we ain't gonna play ranked, we ain't gonna play quick match, we ain't gonna play at all. Today, we're diving into the world of replays and tips and training. This is a world we all need to get more acquainted with, right? If you want to improve your game, if you want to get better, these are the things you need to be doing, right? So I'm gonna let you guys join me in one of my sessions of self-improvement, right? So if you've been on the channel, you've been watching the videos, you probably know, yo, where I be struggling with that Steve matchup, right? Lidia Steve, match made in hell. I can't get to grips with it, right? So what I'm gonna do today is I have some replays that I downloaded from really two of the best Lidia players, I would say, that are out there. Obviously, Lidia is a character who it's kind of hard to find. Like, there's not that much out there when it comes to top players to kind of bounce off of, right? But Tekken and EXO, Mr. EXO, whatever you call him, these are two people back from Tekken 7 that I used to watch and I used to study quite a bit, right? When it comes to Lidia gameplay. So we have 4 matches right here with Tekken. Tekken is a Korean Lidia player. God of Destruction 1, as you can see. And then we have a bunch of matches from Mr. EXO, who's playing against Mainless King. I'm pretty sure that is FDX. And we see the Steve. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Mainless King is FDX. So some good matches here. If you look at the results, Tekken struggled against the Steve. Mr. EXO done pretty well. He actually won all of these games against FDX, right? So we're gonna look at some of matches. We're not gonna go over all of these matches, but we're gonna run through some from both. And we're gonna see what we can learn, like what kind of options they're taking. Let's go ahead and let's load up the first match, right? Tekken. We're gonna look at what options they're taking in which situations, because it feels like when I fight Steve, it just feels like you just can't take your turn ever. Like, whatever he does is either evasive or just the frames are too quick. Like, none of your options are reliable. That's how I feel against Steve, right? So we're gonna knock off attack info and frame info. Well, no, we'll keep frame info as well because we need to know frames. So we got Tekken and we got Team Yamasa. I don't know who Team Yamasa is, but you know, God of Destruction 1 Steve, probably pretty good, right? So go high crushing. That's definitely something I think I need to do more against Steve. More high crushing. So that's more down 2. Not the best option, I would say. Defensively and poking is this is really where I want to see how these Lidia players handle Steve. It's a poor punish from Steve, but got it round in the end. The Lidia got 2 stacks first round, so that's pretty good. We're looking at the big picture. Maybe a misinput there for Tekken and just counter hit. Take it to the wall. He's gonna eat some damage, eat a mix. Nice throw break. That's something I always feel like, I don't know why, there's certain throws in this game that I always like I know better, but for some reason I forget that you could break them, and that's one of them. For some reason I feel like that's an unbreakable throw, and it's not. You could break that shit, and I just let players do it to me. Called him out. Again, I think that's something I need to do more against Steve players. Call out highs. Down 2 or just ducking. Called him out there with a jab, and again, just ducks. Just ducks and gets the launch. Let's see what a combo is. Gonna break the floor. Yeah, it wasn't gonna get a wall from there, so that was smart. And then cashing out. That's like max damage, I'm guessing. So breaks the clinch, nice. Eats the Sonic Fang. Steve, I feel like Steve is he's just tough, but in this matchup, especially, she ain't easy. Because Steve can go fast, and as you can see right there, he can slow it down, catch a time, and counter hit launch. Boom. So he could force you to play that small Tekken, but then even when you're not playing the small Tekken, make you pay. Sorry? Sorry? We're 2 years in, well, we're a year plus into Tekken 8. I've never seen that. Was that the stomp into clinch? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. I thought I was down back 3 into clinch. But not quite. But even that is crazy. I didn't know you could do that. Alright, he ate the spring kick. Boom. He's going to get the launch. Big combo. Interesting choice of combo. Okay. So how's he going to see this round out? Very patient. Patience in neutral, I guess. Willingness to block. But you see, like, right there, in these situations where you just don't really have an option, bro. I'm guessing he went for down back 3 because he assumed Steve was going to do weave or something like that, right? And down back 3 is really all you have to track weave. But then it's just a bit too slow for Steve's quicker options, and you get counter hit and you lose the game. 94 damage. Yeah, it's a tough one. And that's the problem in this matchup. It feels like if you just pick the wrong move at any time, you just die for it. So I feel like already seeing a couple things. Generally, calling out highs a little bit more.
Get ready for the next battle.
And because maybe I feel like maybe if you force Steve into using these bigger mids, then you can really have a better time. I just have to find out how I can force Steve players to be more uncomfortable. I feel like I let them be way too comfy in the matchup. Letting them chill and relax too much. That ain't what you want to do. Trying to put them under some pressure, you know what I'm saying? That's a big whiff. You're going to pay for that. Rocket punch. Nice combo. Nice combo. Dick jab. But in general, he's just very, very patient. And I kind of know that that's what I got to do. I'm knowing that that's what I got to do against Steve. But I find it hard, man. I get frustrated fighting this character, man. And I guess that's the game plan for the Steve, right? Frustrate your opponent, make him make mistakes. Caught him. Nice. That's probably a good option to catch over here. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. What was Steve trying to do? He tried to... That must be a misinput. When did he pull that out? What was he thinking? Okay, I mean, it's not the worst option, but G-Ken kind of called it out nice, I guess. Because it wasn't even G-Ken's turn. I really do like G-Ken's Lidia. I ain't really watched a lot of G-Ken's Lidia in Tekken 8. I used to watch a lot in Tekken 7, but it's Tekken... Might have to start watching more. Pop kick, yeah. I ain't mad at it. Dropped it though. Seems like he's struggling a little bit more in this next game. Although I think I'm watching them in reverse order. Nice homing option. Pulled out the weave. And I feel like that's what you gotta do. You either just gotta keep making hard reads against this character. Look, calling out the weave again, but then he just went for the weave again, bro. It's like you really don't have a good option against this character's offense. Nice. Boom. He got a pickup. Why? How did he get it? Maybe because he's at the wall in the corner? How would you have converted that? Just like that? Boom. Yeah, I guess so. So even that wouldn't have worked. Even that wouldn't have killed him. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, you gotta pick up. Yes, if you had a wall, you get it back. I gotta try and remember that. I didn't know that. Did not know that. Very, very specific circumstance, right? To get your opponent's back like that in the corner. So another nice low parry from Yamasa. Nah, this is just a scary situation to be in against Steve. I ain't gonna hold you when you're back against the wall like this. And Yamasa is making sure he can keep that pressure going. That move should not wall splat. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, something. Like, take something away from him, man. That shit too good, bro. And yeah, just saw it out in the end. I didn't really see many opportunities for Tekken to really turn that around and and do anything different.
Get ready for the next battle.
Steve is also just real good in this version of the game, bro. Real good. I got Steve top 10. I'm about to embark on a journey where I'm really gonna dive into these other characters though, and I'll have a better opinion on where these characters rank because I'll really be playing them. I mentioned before, but I am gonna be playing a lot more characters. I'm gonna give my Lidia a rest a little bit. A little bit. More down 2. I think it's more down 2 for sure. It's something I need. Because really, it's like her only high crushing option. And you know Steve's love highs. More down 2, more parry. But Tekken ain't use punch parry at all. Nice call out again. On the weave. Nice. Guaranteed. And that's him dead. Nice. Very nice round.
Round 2.
That weave. Now Lydia's while standing 1 is very good in terms of tracking. And the weave still evaded it. So weave in Tekken 8 is just a problem, bro. Down 2 again. That was a good time for Heaven's Gavel, but he didn't pull it out. You're kidding me, bro. This shit pissing me off. I ain't even playing. Yeah.
Round 3. Fight.
More down 2s. Down 2 is what's really standing out to me. Screaming. Down 2 and just duck in general, like I said. Catches him with the wall combos. I mean, when you could just throw out moves like that and get reward like this, like, what are you really meant to do against these characters, man? That's just like +3 on block, man. You could just throw that shit out and get wall splat. Good blocks. Nice duck. Let's see what the combo is. Basic. I feel like he could have got a wall without the tornado there. I have to guess or not. Nice. Lows. Terrible trade though. Nice, and that's the round. Final round. I think we saw right. Tekken lost all the games, so he's probably gonna lose this round. Not a bad punish, but you could do better than that. I gotta work on using down forward 2 as a punish more as well. Full crash down forward 2. Down forward 1 tracked after that. How minus is that? 3 and down forward 1 tracked. Interesting. Doesn't seem to track a lot for me. That tracked. Wow. What I noticed as well. Okay, well right there he went left, but most Steve players do the right weave. Nice call out. Nice call out. Coming down to this. Whiff. Big whiff. Big whiff. Good choice, but big whiff. Alright. So we got one more for Tekken. The first thing I'm noticing. Alright, let's watch this first match and then I'll do like a little summary. And we'll jump into the Mr. XO games. We're not gonna watch, there's a lot more than Mr. XO versus 3DX. Although this is going a lot quicker than I thought it would, so. Maybe we watch all of them. We'll see. We see how it goes. So alright, this I think is the first one they had. I feel like I said I'm watching them in reverse. Yeah, it is. You see they both got a win streak. Right. Alright. Calling out the lows real well. Steve and going for them low parries. Doing a good ass job. Nice. Down back 2, I like it. I don't use that move enough either. It's just that pressure. That pressure is hard to deal with. It feels like everything Steve does is frame tight, man. And then you can't sidestep it. It's like you really have to call out everything. Again, nice down 2. That's the biggest thing. Electrical Storm is just late. Is that a wall? Big mix opportunity. I like that manual into Heaven and Earth after the unblockable. I like that. It didn't work out, but I like it. Stop, man. I hate that move so much. Nice. Played it safe. Could have just went for a forward 2 on the back, but played it safe. Vibes and honor. So definitely the biggest thing that's standing out, screaming out, is down 2s. Go punish again. I don't think we're gonna see any down forward 2 punishes on the low. Alright, so what was that I just traded right there? Boom. That was a down. What was that? Is that down forward 2? That was a down forward 2, right? So that's -3. And he tried to do back 1. Yeah, of course. Mashing. That bro Pat is screaming. Screaming like Steve. Oh! The lows are really working for Tekken. And you can see it from this first game. I'm surprised he didn't do more in the following games. I mean, he kept it up. But I probably would have done even more. Especially down 2. Down 2 was working a treat for him, and the Steve didn't block a single down 2. That was a rough round. Rough end to the round specifically. Nice call out. What's the combo this time? Straight down. Interesting. Another real good down 2, man. Down 2 is whooping his ass. Down back 3. Steve Heat must be tracking, boy. There we go. So Tekken did get a game. He got the first game and then didn't get another. And like I was saying, the down 2 was really working in that first game we saw right there. Like, I don't know. It seemed like he kept it up, like I said. But he definitely didn't. I would have put more out. But who am I to tell Tekken got instruction 1 Lidia what he shouldn't have been doing, right? So obviously, right, lost the majority. So that's not maybe the ideal look at how to deal with Steve, but definitely did giving me some tips and some good ideas. Like, right, like the first thing, like I said, what stood out to me is down 2 high crush, right? Like that's kind of a 101 dealing with Steve, right? Like you high crush, get underneath a lot of his high attacks. Lidia doesn't have a lot of great options for high crush, but down 2 is one of them. One of the only ones, right? So down 2 definitely something you gotta use more. And then genuinely just the way he blocked was very confident and just very like willing to block out a lot of the pressure that Steve was throwing and then call out some of the highs. And that's something like, we all know Steve don't have the best lows, right? I mean, his lows are pretty good, to be fair, but he doesn't have like abusable lows and lows that are really gonna hurt you to be hit by. They're not gonna kill you, put it that way, right? They're good lows, but they're not gonna kill you. So you can afford to eat some of his lows and just turtle. So those are the things that stood out for me. Down 2, and then just being able to block and wait to call out some highs. Making some reads, I guess, on the highs. So yeah, that's what I'm really taking from the Tekken. Moving on, let's move on to Mr. XO. So these are, okay, so in order right here. So these are all over the place in terms of time. That's weird. So this is the first one. Now, there were more matches for both of these sets. I didn't download all of them. I downloaded just a few because like both of them were like pretty long sets for the most part. So let's see how this goes. We have one example with Tekken and now another example. Mr. XO. Mr. XO, probably a lot more you guys know. He enters tournaments. I don't think I've seen Tekken enter maybe 2 tournaments for their life. I don't think he's really been entering tournaments in Tekken 8. And those have only been Korean tournaments. But Mr. XO is obviously he's a bit more prominent in the scene. So let's see how this goes. Power Crush. Something I'll be using. Definitely something I'll be using. Something I feel like you probably need against Steve. Now this is FDX, right? So even right here, like this is the problem with Steve, right? Rocket Punch, -3, right? And then he goes right into weave. Mr. XO does the right thing. Down forward 3 is your tracking move to this side, but it still evades. So it's like you don't have the tools to deal with Steve. He gets punished for doing the exact right read, right? He's still going forward with down forward 3. This is something that a lot of you Lidia players should know. Very specific. If you get a down forward 2 trade, guaranteed launch. Very nice. Something very nice to know. Nah, that was bad. That was bad in the end. It's going to get you killed, my friend. But yeah, already early in this set, we're seeing the problem. What makes this matchup really hard. That weave can kill Lidia. She's already known for having shit tracking. She ain't got good tracking, right? That's what you know her for. And Steve he fucking exposes that shit. But what I was gonna say is this is FDX, right? So we already know this ain't gonna be as aggressive as Steve. It's gonna be a lot more calculated aggression. And there we go, another guarantee. Off of down back 3. On trade, guaranteed political storm. You saw that with the Tekken set as well. Straight into political storm. I like that. I like that a lot. Woo! Alright. Combo. You should. Oh, you fucked it up. You don't charge that. He could have got to the other wall, I was going to say. The other breakable. Let off lightly right there. Should have got a big punish on that. Lidia's Magic 4 is -14, in case y'all didn't know. So he could have got Sonic Fang on that. I'm sure that's an accidental jump. Nice punish. No punish there. Uppercut. Home and attack, down forward 1. Going with a down forward 1s, a lot of down forward 1s, and a lot of blocking. Not seeing any down 2s yet from Mr. XO. That's more of a Tekken thing. Holding a lot of the pressure, but at the wall, gets tough. Alright. Matchup specific. Didn't really see too much. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go on to the next.
Get ready for the
like I said, this is going to be a little bit like FDX and Steve is going to be a lot more calculated. Less, should I say, flowcharty, right? Like a lot of Steve players are flowcharting nowadays, man, with the weave. I don't know exactly what they've done to the weave in Tekken 8, but it just feels like it evades so much more. Feels like it evades on a way higher scale than it did in Tekken 7. Like, so caught him. Wolf splat. I feel like you gotta break that one at the wall. You hold. Interesting combo. Nice block and punish. Punch parry came out. Nice sidestep 4. I gotta rewind that. That's interesting because I've seen him throw that out a few times. And sidestep 4 is a shell of the move it was in Tekken 7. But maybe there's something. Maybe there's something here. What move did Steve go for? So he went for while standing 1, and then just a. So that's just a call out. So what? Sidestep 4 does have evasion in it still. Not nearly as much as it used to, like I said. And the range, I think the range is his biggest problem. But if people are pressing into it, the range ain't really a problem. No punish. Sidestep 4. Problem is that's still gonna be beaten by the weaves and stuff like that, I think. Power crush, nice. Woo! Shut down. That's not me. Alright, how's he gonna deal with that pressure? Down 2, nice. I would have went for another down 2. He went for a back 1. That's just not. Against Steve, back to the wall, back 1. Nah, bro. That was nice. Counter hit. Yeah, getting a chance to run some pressure, and that's dead. I gonna go for that follow-up when I have 3 stacks. I don't actually do that. Unfortunate trade. I'm seeing a lot of these players. Well, I'm saying a lot. But the one thing that's consistent between Tekken and Mr. XO is just the willingness to just turtle a little bit. Ooh. That's dead. That hurt. Yeah, they're both showing a willingness to just block, right? And like I said, I go into the matchup with Steve thinking that, but at the end of the day, I'm like I said, I get impatient, and then you start getting hit by stuff like that, and it's like, what even was that? That's what it. So what did Mr. XO try and do? Because wait, the fact that Rocket Punch is actually -3 is actually nuts too. So -3. What did Mr. XO? Cause that move ain't fast, bro. I guess maybe he just pressed the button late. 90 damage. Another mix. Like, this is not Steve, man. Tekken 8 Steve is not Steve, man. This ain't Steve. Just like the rest of them. Pressure. Gonna get to the wall? He is gonna get to the wall. Nice. A. Fuck. Oh, it was a hop kick. I was wondering why didn't he ban Tornado? But he already used it. I made that mistake too. That's not it. No punish. Got the win regardless. So what Mr. XO is showing, right? Like I said, just a willingness to block. And I mentioned, right? Like it's a less aggressive Steve. I think we'll watch this final game and then we'll wrap it up. But like I was saying, a less aggressive Steve. So like, I guess like the willingness to block is gonna pay out a little bit more. Pay off a little bit more. I went to a different stage.
Round 1. Fight.
Sidestep 4. We see sidestep 4 come out again. Also power crush. We didn't see Tekken do a single power crush, which is interesting because he was playing the more aggressive Steve. Nice. Like I said, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different with VDX. VDX is a lot more willing to let Mr. XO run his offense. Whereas Tekken kind of had to get it where he can. And that's where it becomes a bit hard, because we saw earlier, that's a real nice side step. I want to see what led up to that side step. Just off a back one into flicker. Nice patience. Went for a delayed hop kick. Had him there, but he didn't believe. Nice. Real nice. Yeah, it's a combo. Doesn't go into heaven enough. Interesting. Very interesting. I would have wanted that stack. I guess he'll take it now. Yeah, there we go. Got a stack, but that could have been 2. Definitely seeing some a lack of matchup knowledge on PDX's part to punish Lidia, but that's not really what we're here for. We're here for the other side. Duck. Interesting choice. Nice duck. Probably could have got a better punish. Probably could have launched. Yeah, with Mr. XO, I don't really know. I don't know what to take away from it other than just being patient and blocking, right? He has shown some nice knowledge and nice side steps. But for the most part, it's really just like, I guess he's just more comfortable in the matchup and when to block and when not to block. That's obviously a problem that I'm having. I ain't comfortable in this matchup, right? I don't really know it at all. Sidestepped on that down forward 1. Nice. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's Tekken 8 for you right there, man. Everything tracking. Everything tracking. Just blocking it out, waiting for a punish. Wrong punish. Nice punish. Again, Mr. XO just comfortable blocking it out. Nice block. It's a nice grab. Big old damage. And very nice whip punish. Honestly, from Mr. XO, I don't see anything specific to take away. Sidestep 4, he did throw out sidestep 4 a few times. He won all of these. I wanted to potentially look at one that maybe he didn't win, but he won all of those. Sidestep 4 is potentially something that you can look at and take back and say, maybe I could try and work that in against Steve. Evasive moves in general, it's probably something that could work a lot, which is why down 2. Because that sidestep 4, like I said, it's not as good as it was in Tekken 7. In Tekken 7, it did crush highs to an extent, right? In Tekken 8, I don't really think it does it nearly as well. But if it crushes highs at all, it's an option against Steve, right? But for the most part, Mr. XO was just showing block, right? Just block, wait him out, and take your turn when you know it's your turn. The problem is, I don't really know for sure when it is my turn, especially when a lot of Steves will weave to get out of, or to take their turn back, or what's the other one called? Lionheart stance to take their turn back, right? So it is tough. Learning the matchup at the end of the day is going to be the most important thing I can do. Just getting more comfortable fighting Steve. And I guess that's what I need to do, right? I need to find some Steve players that I can do long sets with and just start. But that's the case with pretty much every character. I need anyone, bro. Yeah, I'm down to run some sets. Hit me up, bro. Long sets. I'm down for them. But different video for you guys today. Wasn't playing, wasn't ranked, wasn't quick match, wasn't a tutorial or anything like that. I just thought it would be nice to bring you guys along for an episode of my training, right? Training arc. Yeah, and kind of looking into this Steve matchup. I'm gonna do this a few more times with some other matchups maybe that I'm having a hard time with. Specifically for the Steve one though, if I could find some more Lidia versus Steve matchups, especially from these two guys and some other high-level Lidia players, then I'll definitely do more. But there are definitely some other matchups that I struggle with as well that I could do with looking into. I'll advise you guys to do the same. Find some players who are kind of at the higher level of your character that you play, and just watch them and see how they deal with these matchups. The replay function in this game is outstanding, man. It's fantastic, and it's right there for you to use. Make sure you're using it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Always remember, never be afraid to run off the fade. Peace.